Oh, right. So during our session 0, we decided that you guys are going to be in the frontiers of the solar system on the asteroid that I have decided is going to be the asteroid of Hygeia, which is a real-life asteroid that we know about. It is a reddish, dusty rock out in the middle of nowhere, well past Mars, between Mars and Jupiter. And like I said, it is a very dark, rusty color with some lighter reddish veins in it. That's iron. It's mostly a carbon-based type of asteroid. But it does also have pockets of water, or in a lot of cases, actually a mixture of minerals and water. So that actually has to be sorted and dealt with as you mine it. But it has all the major things you would generally need in order to actually survive here, with, of course, some things being brought in, like dirt for growing plants. And so you've begun in the asteroid of Hygeia. So here is where our characters begin. Although still ringing your ears clear enough that you can hear the crying and yelling from all around you. It takes a moment for your befuddled mind to catch up. Your memories come flooding back. It was your off time, so you decided to have a nice little meal at Betty's Canteen and talk about who in the neighborhood was going to be part of the new Founders Ridge defense. Thought maybe even of hitting up the Last Bastion saloon afterwards as a group to celebrate community. Everything was going real nice, till a hot flash, sudden pain. Part of the wall is now missing. You now look up to see what caused it, as the rare sounds of illegal guns fire off, mixed with the clash of swords and knives. Through the dust and smoke, a group of heavily tattooed Yakuza fight desperately against unknown but better equipped assailants. And, almost as crazy as seeing a live unicorn, one of the assailants holds a still smoking but currently empty RPG. Two of the Yakuza run through the hole in the wall and take up defensive positions against either side of it, inside of the room with you. The battle on the streets is decisive and brutal as you sit stunned in the canteen, still gathering your senses, with both sides losing numbers, but the unknown assailants are victorious. A blonde-haired man in a flak vest points towards you in the canteen and yells, "Ah, very good, but there is more in the canteen. Leave no witness." Looks like you're starting a little sooner than you thought. Everyone roll a notice check for your initiative.
Okay. Well, that's always fun.
Okie dokie.
Notice. Where do I see the notice?
It was face deep.
Well, you might not have ranks in it, so it might just be a straight up roll for you.
Straight roll? So that'd just be the roll 4DF?
40F, yep. Okay, so Johnny got 2. Prospero 4.
Picking up some background music from
Yeah, it's me. I'm altering now.
2.
The women folk are watching something in the...
One. You go on -2.
Oh, my ankle. Oh.
Oh.
the dust in my eyes.
Why did it put Dwayne at the bottom? No, you're gonna go up here. And between Johnny and Steven, which one would you guys think should go first?
Should we, I don't know, use 5e rules? My notice is +3.
I have
Sure.
no ranking, so go for it.
So Johnny first. So we'll keep it as Johnny first. I have the initiative all pumped into the initiative turn order thingy. Bring it up.
Yep. Awesome.
For anyone that doesn't know, okay.
Looking good.
In that case, give me 1 second. It would have been smarter if I'd done this as just a fog of war, but I did not.
Bum, 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 bum. Both Prospero and Stephen incredibly thoughtful.
And for tokens.
Oh, did you put the turn order away, or did I minimize it somehow?
I think he's working on another screen, so maybe it disappeared while he's over there.
It might close when I close it, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, it closes when you close it, I think.
Go.
Ooh, that looks really good.
Nice.
There we go.
All right.
Yeah, well, in Photoshop, I have a little map generator thing I made where I can pump out maps like this in like 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty handy. Alrighty, so we see what you see here is you see the you guys are all in here with each other, as well as the fact that Prospero, you have your wife and 2 little girls with you,
Oh
which
my.
is I don't know if you'll have more of a family in that. We didn't discuss how big your actual family is, so I just at the moment you've got your wife and 2 little girls. Whether you have more at home, that's a. Then of course we have the 2 Yakuza that are currently in. There's a couple of bodies outside, and then there's some other guys outside that you can see here as well. And up in the orange zone, up here, is the guy that has the still smoking RPG.
Oh, wonderful.
And in this game, since we're sort of introducing the rules as we go along, this game works on zones. For a melee attack, you can attack anyone in the same zone as you with a melee attack. You can move 1 zone on your turn without costing you your action. Ranged, as long as you've got line of sight, then you can shoot a good number of zones away. If it's a thrown weapon, you can only throw it into the next zone over. So like if you were in this green one, for instance, in this room, you couldn't hit the RPG guy because you'd have to go through the red, and it's 2 zones away. Other than that, you get 1 action every round. How the actions work, of course, is if you see on the cheat sheet, there is the 4 skill actions: overcome, create an advantage, attack, or defend. You don't always have to just attack and hit things. Maybe you want to create advantages to help boost the next guy that goes and attacks, something like that. So it's totally up to you, but as is the golden rule, just figure out what you want to do, and I'll let you know rule-wise probably the best way for it. Prospero, you were the first to react as the Yakuza are hiding in here, and the Russian-sounding man told the others to clear out any witnesses that might be in the canteen. What are you going to do?
Eyes wide, I'm going to grab the edge and shield my family and try and get them to cover.
Okay. Okay, so you're ordering your family to get to cover at the moment?
Yes. And then
All right.
I want to pick up our table and kind of block them.
Okay, not a problem. So what we can do I'm going to because you're wanting to protect your family. I'm going to say that you're creating an advantage that your family can use for the protection. In this case, you're lifting the table. I'm going to say an athletics roll.
Okay.
Put that to silent. Facebook needs to stop talking and killing dragons.
There are no dragons. Except
The
the
Yakuza aren't dragons.
They're right here.
And I think the guys in the outside are dragon hogs.
So a roll of 3. That is good. You've created. I was putting the difficulty at 1, so you didn't succeed with style, but you did succeed. And actually, I forgot one thing because there are several scene aspects that I put up.
Is there a way I can take the sidebar from Roll20 and put it on a different screen?
Actually, yes, I believe there is.
I'm just running on these little baby.
I remember
17
doing it
monitors.
before. I just don't remember how I did it.
I'm gonna just try opening another Roll20 and see if that works.
What is it?
There was a way. I remember having chat or something on like a different screen before.
You can drop your character sheet onto the screen. You just pop it out. You hit the.
No, there was a way I remember actually having chat else. I just don't
Yeah,
remember how I
it's-
did it.
It's just like my character sheet is taking up most of the map, and I'd like to be able to place it elsewhere. It's kind of locked within.
Yeah, no, your character sheet you can definitely pop out if you hit the.
Ah, there we go. Got that. Thank you.
I always just tend to move my character sheet because it tends to take up the most space.
And then yeah, we can
Okay.
quickly go between cheat sheet and
So
maps.
Prospero, you do create a temporary aspect for flipped table for defense. That if your family were attacked, they could use to help defend themselves. They could. It's a free boost, so it doesn't cost them any fate points or anything for them to use it. Johny, you are the next to react as all of the shit goes down. What are you going to be doing?
Okay, so I'm going to move to the northmost table here. I'm going to flip that up on my way over and try to make it to the next zone if possible.
Okay. Here, I'm just going to do this. So tables with the dots on them, red to see, are ones that have been flipped. So the northmost one, there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're going to flip that one, and then you're going to go where, sorry?
To the blue zone here. I'm going to try and hide behind that wall.
Okay, so Johnny's going to the blue zone. Sure I have the right character. Still getting used to which character's which.
I am Clive Owen. That's just like a wannabe.
Okay,
I
so you
also
flip that.
love that you chose a much more handsome photo for my ID photo.
I thought the clothing he was using looked a bit more pilot-ish than a standard suit and tie.
I noticed that. Thank you, by the way, for making that.
Okay, so there's each one of those tables. If you're it, well, I'll just change it so that there's 2 of them. So there's two of those same boosts now, or there will be once I get you to roll athletics for.
Okay, so that's just going to be 40F.
Should probably get you to roll before I actually figure out if there's a boost. We're all sort of getting into the swing of things. So 2's fine, yes. So there are now 2 boosts for the flipped table for defense. These are free boosts, once again, that any one of you can use for defense as shit hits the fan. All right.
then-
Steven. Oh, sorry. What's that?
No, just one last thing. If I could hide behind that corner there. if that's
Like here?
this.
You should be able to move your own tokens too, by the way.
Oh yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, right here.
I should have. I believe I gave everyone permission to move their own token.
Okay.
I do not have permission.
You're correct, Dwayne.
There we go. I have it now.
Steven's
Woohoo.
good, and Prospero's good. Okay, yours is the only one I screwed up. There we go. So now everyone has permission to move their. Okay, so now so you moved. So now we're going to be on Steven.
All right. Well, I've just heard a pretty loud explosion outside of tunnels, so there's a bit of panic going on in my head. I would like to move up behind this table that that Prospero or
Johny
had just flipped for me. Yes. I would like to take a look at kind of the blast site just to quickly see if there's any damage that seems to be spreading. If this explosion may have rocked the asteroid in some way, cracks are starting to form, or if there might be any additional danger to the foundation that we're currently on.
Okay, so you're worried that the RPG might have caused more damage than just a wall.
Yeah.
So in that case, yes, it's going to be a lore roll.
All right. I do have a stunt. So for I know these tunnels, you have studied these mines and rocks within, +2 lore checks if it relates to the geology of the asteroid.
Okay, that would apply. So yeah, go ahead and add an extra +2 onto the roll.
All right.
Nice.
So a 4.
4. Okay. I'm going to say. I'm going to say you. So with a 4, you have succeeded with style, because I was only putting it at a 1 since you're pretty familiar with the area and you roughly know what's going to happen. Thankfully, in the particular area you are in, which is not too near the edge, it doesn't look like it's caused any bad cracks or damage as of yet. This is a pretty compact area. There's some metal plating underneath where some of the ground is. So the building, you're worried the building could be a little more shaky if any more explosions happen, but the actual foundation itself seems to be solid.
Okay.
Normally with Succeed with Style, we give you another benefit on top of that, but I'm not sure if there's any boosts that would really apply in this particular.
Nope, that makes sense.
I'm sure as I get better at this, we're actually running the system in a regular campaign, I'll think of them a little easier. Okay, and were you moving anywhere?
Yes, I moved up behind the table that Johny had flipped.
Yeah, you can move anywhere in the zone freely. That doesn't cost you anything. It's only if you're moving to another zone. And then if you want to move more than one zone, in this map, it doesn't matter. But normally from maps, if you want to move more than one zone, it would cost you an extra action. It would cost you your action to move that extra.
Yeah, I figured I would need a bit more time to look, do a closer study. So I think I'm good where I'm at.
All right. Dwayne.
All right.
And you do hear the screaming outside. There's, some people have panicked, and most people have fled the area because obviously they don't want to be part of whatever's gang warfare is going on.
Okay, well, I would like to. The Yakuza aren't. They don't appear to be directly threatening us right now, correct? They seem to be more worried about the guys outside.
Yeah, at the moment, they're just worried about trying to get out of this alive by the looks of it. They do not seem. They don't seem to have any sort of truck with you. It's just the guys outside that seem to be hunting them.
Okay, so I'm not gonna worry about them right now. So what I would like to do is I would like to move up to this table here.
Go ahead.
Pick it up, and then I would like to attack this guy with it, actually rush at him with the table. Like
Oh, okay.
charge him with the table, like pick it up and charge him with it.
Oh, okay. So you want to do like a charging move with the table? That
Yeah.
sounds pretty cool. I would say that's a fight roll.
Okay.
For sure. Are you trying to just hurt him with it, or are you trying to knock him down? Like, what is it? What is your hopeful goal with this?
My hopeful goal is to knock him down and disarm him.
Okay, so we're doing a created advantage. So yes,
Yes.
go ahead and roll a fight roll, and we'll do a created advantage.
Okay.
Oh shit,
Very nice.
that is pretty nice.
So if he succeeds with style in this fashion, does he put on sunglasses and then glitter?
That is the melee guy.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
Okay,
Is that legendary?
I am going to use one of my fate points because that needs a reroll. I'm using one of my fate points due to the fact that there's rubble everywhere, which is one of the scene aspects. It is a little bit tougher for you to try and get past the entryway, well, the new exit way there. Let's try that again. Yeah, you're still succeeding with style. I'm gonna allow it. I'm just gonna let it go. Okay, so first of all, tables here. You kind of went with it. Okay. Well, what kind of aspect are you hoping to put on him?
I'd like him to be like stunned, like not necessarily physically stunned, but maybe like mentally stunned, like he wasn't expecting just Joe Schmo to pick up a table and rush at him,
Okay. All right. Here.
like caught off guard, whatever you want to call it.
This. Actually, we'll choose a different color because that's what the table flipped one of us. We'll do blue, and we'll make it so that blue dot Okay, so you have put a boost on him, and because you succeeded with style, you get an extra 2 free invocations on the boost. And of course, once again, anyone can use these boosts. So that guy has 3 free invocations of Dazed and Confused on him that can be used, which will be pretty helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that would be you. So we're going to go to the Yakuza. Okay. One of the Yakuza guys is going to come outside and join you as he sees you clobber the guy with a fucking table. And he's going to take a swing at him. Okay. He is going to he's actually going to use one of your Dazed and Confused to add 2 to that. So he does 3 shifts of physical stress to the Yakuza thug, possibly, or to the unknown enemy. The unknown enemy will defend with athletics, possibly. So 1 shift of stress is still done to him, and 1 box is ticked off from the unknown enemy. So it does seem to be partially effective. The Yakuza goes up and actually slices at him with what looks to be a wakizashi, and manages to cut through the armor partially. Unknown thug. Okay. So these 3 guys So this guy is focused on the Yakuza. And he is just going to probably miss. Yes, he is. So this thug ends up taking a swing at the Yakuza, which with what looks to be some sort of bladed mining tool that he's actually holding, and it actually misses the Yakuza thug. Whereas these two, this one actually draws a sword and moves in to attack you. Unknown. Well, shit.
Is there
let me
failing
see
with
here.
style? Wow.
I am going to spend another fate point, which I see to be burning through them pretty quickly already. Due to the fact that it's hard to see because it's so cloudy, you didn't quite see him coming around the table. So he's going to re-roll. That's better. Okay, so he comes up and takes a swing at you with some sort of sword.
Okay. And I can use fight
You
to
can
defend with that?
Fight to defend, unless you have a stunt this something else. He's
Nope,
just straight up trying to cause damage.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll just roll fight.
Okay, you are succeeding. I'm not spending any more fate points, and I'm not a player, so I'm not going to succeed can't succeed at cost. So he actually comes up, takes a swing at you, but it seems to sort of clang off of the table that you still have upended and are holding largely between you and the guy with the big mining tool.
Okay.
So he doesn't seem to be able to get purchase of you. Okay, this guy's moving. Hi, Thomas. And I mean, you're kind of in the front. They're the only ones they see. So he is taking a pot shot at you with what seems to be some sort of long arm.
Okay.
So yes, he's once again just attempting to cause physical stress. You can defend with athletics.
Yeah, I'll defend with athletics.
Oh, you're currently succeeding. I'm not spending another fate point yet. No way. Okay. So that's those guys, and now it's the one with the RPG. You see him set the weapon down and reload it by putting another piece into the end, and then lift it back up.
Oh boy.
Prospero.
To my family, I should get the hell out of here, and then I would like to move around the corner of the building to here.
Okay. When you're motioning them to get the hell out, are you motioning back towards the kitchens or towards the south, sort of to the exit directly below them? There? Okay.
Yeah.
They just book it. They completely leave the building.
Yay!
Fall into a void.
Okay. And you've moved there. Are you doing anything else? That was just
that
talking
takes my
and moving.
action, right?
Well, that was just talking and moving, really.
Yeah, but I went outside the zone, right?
You can move one zone for free. If you move a second
Okay.
zone, that's when it costs. So if you wanted to move into the red, for instance, it would cost.
Okay, so I couldn't move into the red and then like smash into that guy right here.
No. You could move up to him, but you couldn't do anything.
Okay. I'm gonna stay.
You're gonna stay put?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Johnny.
Okay, so I see him reload.
Yeah, you were peeking. I'm assuming you're like peeking out of the door, and he's like right in your line of sight.
That's right. So what I'm going to try and do is, while he's distracted by the fray going on in the middle, I'm going to try and, out of his line of sight, smash him in the face with a wrench that's currently in my tool belt. But I'm going to try, as I said, like out of his line of sight, I'm going to try and get up stealthily.
Okay. All right. So you want to stealthily go up, and then you're just trying to straight up cause like physical damage to his face with the wrench. You're not trying to actually do anything with that. So, yeah. Tell you what, we'll do 2 skill checks for this. Then I will have you roll first. For the stealth. Stealth, and I'll have him roll notice. Okay, so you seem to be going up to him without any sort of... He doesn't seem to be noticing you at the moment.
He's trying to get that line of sight just right to just blow everyone to smithereens.
Sneaking up to... You know what? I'm going to give it to you because you succeeded with style. Normally I say sneaking up to him is kind of your action, but you succeeded with style. So instead of adding a boost of any kind, I will give you your action to actually whack him in the face.
Okay. I'm not much of a fighter, but I do have fight, and that's a rocket launcher.
Unless you would like to roll, are you just trying to distract him more instead of actually causing like harm?
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, we'd be trying to create an advantage.
Okay.
And how did you wanted to? You said you wanted to smack him with a wrench, so that would still be a fight.
Okay.
Okay, so he is currently defending because the defender's going to win in this case.
Okay.
So you have a choice. You can either spend a fate point to invoke an aspect, which would allow you to either get +2 or reroll, or you can choose to just succeed at a minor cost.
Well, succeeding at a cost might mean I get my feet blown off. So, I give myself a +2.
Oh, what aspect would you be using?
I'm not sure.
Can I help him out?
Yeah, you can help him, of course. Yeah.
He could use the aspect hard to see to cloudy.
That would work. Because you've got all your world aspects, your scene aspects, as well as your aspects that are on your character.
Okay, so I would be so I'd say I'm coming through the smoke.
Okay, so because of all the smoke and stuff that's going around, so you are going to be spending 1 of your fate points. So Johnny's down 2. Okay, and so you're adding +2. So you are currently dealing 2 shifts of damage to him, or 2 shifts of physical stress.
Okay.
Which he is. All right. That is enough to actually take him out. So you're going to be taking him out of the scene. How did you want to do this? Did you want to actually kill him? Just knock him out? You have a choice.
So I would knock him out. Probably his helmet would get shifted on his head and just fall over.
Okay. All right. So Johnny walks up through the smoke and with the little bits of rubble and everything, and the guy's so busy with like screwing in the new cap for the RPG that he doesn't see you come up, and you just sort of swing that big wrench right across his helmet, and you hear this sickening crack, and he just slumps to the ground. So I'll switch this from. He's making sleepy. All right.
I'm Batman.
Steven.
All right. Well, there's not a lot left in here. I would assume I have my kit on me, my standard whatever I go to work with, or would I have come here after?
What do you think's reasonable? Whatever works.
So this was for just a.
You guys are just meeting after a long day at work. You might have come straight from work, so you might still have all your work stuff on you.
Is this a regular thing that we do?
It was more of a special occasion as you guys are deciding, to make yourselves like big time sheriffs for Founders Ridge, that type of thing.
Yeah, I probably would have brought it with me if only because I like to take notes, and that's where I carry my notebooks and stuff.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
So you'd have all your kit.
So that being said, I can see the folks outside the front door, and I see the guy that is currently trying to stab my friend with the sword.
Yeah.
I should have.
You don't see that guy, but you do see the other two.
What are these guys wearing over their face? Any kind of masks or anything like that, or am I seeing?
This guy, he's actually supposed to have blonde hair, but this is the guy that initially told them to clear out the everything.
Mm-hmm.
He's not wearing anything over his face. He's just wearing like a flak vest and just the general jumpsuit that most people in the lower side wear. This guy is dressed much the same, except that he actually does seem to be wearing like a breathing mask and a helmet.
Okay. So I want to reach into my bag, and I should have a bottle of acid, hydrochloric acid, something like that I use to test rocks.
Okay.
I want to charge at this guy and squirt that acid in his face.
Okay. I would say it's like the equivalent of like a thrown attack. So I would say you wouldn't even have to leave like the green area per se.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So it would be a shoot roll because it is sort of a ranged thing. I would say in this case, unless you can convince me it's something else.
No, I think I'm just grabbing a bottle and throwing it at his face. So that sounds good to me.
And you're doing this just for pure physical harm, or are you trying to like get him in the eyes to blind him?
I'm trying to blind
or, like, any effect?
I want to blind him. Yeah, disorient him.
Okay, so
like
you're trying
it's hydrochloric acid, so it's not going to kill him. Probably, it's going to cause burning, pain, and.
Okay, so you're trying to create an advantage with that. He's going to roll. So currently he is succeeding. Would you like to invoke an aspect or succeed at a major cost?
Perhaps the aspect that it's hard to see, he doesn't see it coming.
Okay, the hard to see too cloudy. Okay, so you want to spend a fate point and invoke that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can either add a +2 to your roll or re-roll.
I'll add a. I'm gonna add a +2. Since
Okay.
I don't have shoot as a skill.
Okay, so you're succeeding by 1 at the moment. Yeah, I'm gonna invoke the rubble everywhere. I'm gonna spend another fate point. I am almost out. Rubble everywhere, so that it's really hard to get a footing as you run up to him to attack him with it. So you're currently sitting at a 2. I added a +2 as well, so he's currently sitting at a 3.
Okay.
You can invoke again if you want, or still succeed at a major cost.
I guess so for a major cost, that would be something I would determine or something you.
No, that's something I'll determine.
Okay.
Very evilly.
Yeah, I think that's me. Major cost, whatever that might be. Again, think first, act later.
Major cost? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to succeed at a major cost. So in that case, you are going to succeed as if you're 2 higher than him. So you were at 2, he was at 3, so it's as if you did a 5 on your attack.
Okay.
And 2 higher, so that is on him. We're gonna put yellow dot, and that's gonna give him go. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. And to color it. There we go. Okay, so under temporary aspects, he has acid in the eyes. As well as Dwayne. Because as it splashes into his face, he goes, ah, and flicks it off, also managing to hit Dwayne the eye with the so they each have 1 free invocation on them for acid and congratulations.
Yay.
All right, so Dwayne.
I'm gonna I can compel myself, right?
Yes, you can always compel yourself.
Okay, I'm gonna compel myself with once a Marine, always a Marine.
Okay.
Because I'm just gonna go right through this acid and ignore his sword and just like he's the boss. I'm just trying to drop him like a sack of bricks.
Okay, I mean that's not really a really big detriment to you though. Because I mean that's something you might just do anyways. That's almost like more of like a beneficial thing, like you're powering through the acid.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm not sure if it would really be good enough for a compel.
No.
For big.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I'm not going to change what I'm doing. So.
Yeah. So you're hitting the other buddy with the acid.
Yeah. I'm hitting my acid buddy.
Okay, and you're just trying to cause actual damage.
Yeah. I'm trying to cause actual damage to him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your fight. Oh my. I am going to invoke the free acid on the eyes for you. So you've lost it now.
Yep.
Thankfully, it's clearing from your vision, and I'm using that for a reroll. You're still succeeding with style. Yeah. Okay, so normally succeeding with style in this case, you would normally do the damage to him, but you'd get a free boost on top of that. But you're doing enough physical stress. These guys are just tiny guys. You're taking him out. How do you want to take him out?
He's just getting a big old like punch to the face and then a second thrust to the throat.
Okay.
Just with the other hand.
So you're actually going to kill him?
Yeah, because.
All right, buddy is dead. Actually,
which is kind of why I was originally intending to invoke my once a Marine, always a Marine, because I'm not used to pulling my punches.
Yeah. Well, once again, I didn't feel like that was enough of a detriment.
No, and that's fine.
Okay, so he's dead. Actually, sorry, this guy wasn't dead. He was sleeping. I don't know why I did that. Where?
And can I pick up his sword?
Yes.
Okay.
Just looks to be like a simple fabricated long sword of some kind. Well, maybe short sword type thing. It's a medium-length sword.
Some weapon is better than no weapon.
Okay, the Yakuza go. So this guy's going to rush out here. Now that he sees he's got more backup. And he is going to do some stuff. I'm just gonna make this easier myself and roll rapid fire behind the screens. Okay. So this Yakuza runs out of the building, goes up and just completely rips open the throat of the guy with his wakizashi as he walks up. Just almost decapitating him. It was bad enough. Yeah. Unknown thugs. There's only one of you left. He is going to take a swing at the Yakuza with this large mining tool that he gets a boost of. So this guy with this large grating mining tool that's somewhere between a chainsaw and a drill actually just embeds into the chest of the Yakuza that's in front of him, tearing apart his innards. With a scream, the man just falls to the ground.
As if it wasn't bad that you got acid in your eyes. Now you have blood in them.
Yeah,
It's
so
not
now
a good day for you.
he just had a really bad. And then RPG guy is sleeping, so Prospero.
Okay, I want to run and kind of throw him into like a full Nelson so he can't properly use the mining tool.
Okay, all right. So you're trying to get him all grappled up. So go ahead and we're gonna say it's a created advantage. So go ahead and roll fight.
Ooh.
So he is currently succeeding by 1. Would you like to?
You have the free.
I'd like to invoke the rubble everywhere and kind of knock him off balance.
Actually,
Oh yeah, can I invoke his dazed and confused?
You can invoke one of his dazed and confused for free. Yep. All right, and you can get a +2 or a reroll. Which would you prefer?
I'll take the +2.
+2. Okay, so you're beating him by 1 at the moment.
I'll take the +2.
Yep. So you're at 6. He's at 5. You're currently beating him, and I can get rid of this because no one has acid in the eyes anymore. Let's see here. I am going to. Okay. You're beating him at the moment, but I'm going to compel you that because you're the miner with a big family and you're so concerned about your family that you're not really paying as much good attention for trying to grapple him. So your choice is either you're going to fail on your check because you're too busy looking back at your family and he's going to slip out, or you can just power through it and pay the fate point to continue succeeding.
I'll fail.
You'll fail? Okay.
I'll let the concern for my family take over.
Okay. So in that case, you actually gain a fate point. So you're actually up to 4 now. But you failed your check as a result because you did hear as you went up to grab him and put him in a lock, you heard one of your daughters be like, "Daddy, no!" And you're like, "What?" And then you turn around and he pushes you off of him and it fails. But you were compelled, and thus you get an extra fate point out of it.
Okay.
So next is Johny.
Okay. Well, I guess I see there a little scuffle. So the table's been dropped, I take it, completely?
I don't know, Dwayne, are you still holding on to the table, like Captain American style, or are you,
No, because I've got the sword now.
Oh, you got the sword. That's right. Yeah. So the table was dropped.
Okay, so I'd like to move up to here and kick the table into his side.
Okay. All right. And what are you hoping to accomplish with this?
To knock him over.
Okay. So all right. So you're trying to add more you're trying to create an advantage.
That's right.
So that would be a fight check. Would be imposing. Okay, so you're currently tied, so you are not succeeding. You can succeed at a cost if you wish, or you can invoke.
Yeah, I'd like to invoke the Dazed and Confused. He's probably still in some sort of mangled array from being grappled, and he doesn't see the table come out from beside him.
Okay, so you invoke Dazed and Confused, and are you adding +2 or re-rolling?
I'd like to add +2.
Okay, so you're currently succeeding, not with style, but you are succeeding, which would add. Unfortunately, it doesn't really give you much of a net gain. I will let you know now because we are learning the system. Because you're going to be using a free invoke to create one free invoke, and that would be your turn. Because you'd basically be replacing his Dazed and Confused with like Knockdown, and really you wouldn't have done much.
Mm-hmm. So then, re-rolling would just give me the possibility of being in the negatives.
Yeah, because the only way you'd get a net gain at this point is if you actually succeeded with style, and you get like three free invokes.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not. You can invoke more than one thing, including invoking like aspects and stuff like that using fate point. You can do it multiple times. So you could use it and maybe invoke a scene aspect or character aspect or whatever in hopes that you get it high enough.
Okay, so I guess I'll use that fate point and use Rubble Everywhere. So maybe the table kicks off of a rock and gets a little bit higher than I expected and hits him right in the head.
Okay. Okay, and you're adding another +2, or
Yes.
is it okay? So you're adding.
+2.
So you're at 6 because you were also using the Dazed and Confused.
Mhm.
All right, you're at 6. I'm going to use mine for a reroll because I am going to invoke Hard to See Too Cloudy because it was sort of hard to really get a beam on him as you were going up to see exactly where you had to hit. I'm now
I had to
at
jump over a couple of bodies here.
0.
It was awkward.
And I only rolled one more. You're still succeeding with style because you're at currently at 6. He is at 3. So for the aspect, let's just put it as knocked around rather than knocked down per se.
Okay.
So that even if we say he gets up, he's still like disoriented from being knocked down and stuff. But his 3 free invokes on it, so other people have good chances to really wail on him.
Okay.
Steven.
Alrighty. So I can see these boys seem to have that gentleman. Well, they're dealing with them. Looking out kind of into the front area now, do I see any injured that are civilian and not part of either side?
The 2 bodies you see on the map were both Yakuza. It doesn't look like any actual civilians were hurt in this. Everyone just sort of booked it because they were focusing on each other at first. So at the moment, it's the only bodies you see are other Yakuza.
Okay, well that's good.
and probably 1 or 2 of them as.
Okay. All right. Well, first I'm going to walk into kind of outside the building, and I'm gonna hand Dwayne a rag. Just say sorry about that, friend. And then,
Let me look at your character sheet. I'll try to give you guys lots of help in the beginning as we sort of get used to this and what's going on.
How's the relationship with the Yakuza in our area? Is it kind of they're here and we understand they're here and we leave them alone, they leave us alone? Is it boot to the throat?
There's multiple clans of Yakuza, so it depends on the clan. In your particular area, none of the clans actually seem to have gained much of a foothold. Actually, in Founders Ridge itself, it's one of the few areas where the criminal organizations haven't, possibly because there's not much there, but the criminals organizations haven't really gotten much of a foothold. They haven't really worked their way in yet. So they sort of nothing.
Okay. Would I have any fear about this Yakuza member gaining access to an unknown weapon?
I mean, you can't see it being a good thing.
Okay.
Because the gangs are constantly fighting each other, and I mean, probably it's dangerous for anyone to have that on a fragile rock in space.
More rocket launchers is a bad thing.
The fact that you see it is blowing your mind as it is. Like, how the fuck did they even get it here? You have no idea.
Okay. In that case, I kind of want to run and take a position kind of on the edge of the red area here.
Yeah.
To just be by this person and make sure to keep an eye on the Yakuza here and see what they do.
Yeah. You can go ahead and move yourself. It's
all right.
Because it's still within the red area, so it's still one zone. Not a problem.
And then would this be a defense of this sleeping person then, or?
Okay, so you're trying to sort of guard his body or guard the area?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
I would. We might have some questions for him, or I would at least like to find a way to disarm this weapon.
I would say roll an athletics for me just to sort of brace yourself for being where you are.
Okay. Well, I'm braced.
Okay. I gave a difficulty of 1, so you made it by 2. So I'm actually going to give you, you create an advantage, temporary boost. I'm going to, I gotta figure out a better way to do this. Maybe I'll just put the words right on you. It's kind of hard to see.
Is there a way to add, let's see, those are bars.
What if I make it? That's easier if it's white. So it changes to, oops. So you've got 1 free boost of just prepared that you can use if any shit hits the fan.
Okay.
Dwayne.
I'm gonna use my I'm gonna use my stunt. I'm gonna use my train to kill stunt, which allows me to use fight instead of provoke, because I want this guy to just stand down.
Okay. Yeah, train to kill. Okay, yeah, so you're just showing like, I will fucking end you.
Yeah.
So you're basically doing like a mental attack, but with fight.
Yes.
Instead of provoke. Okay.
Correct.
All right. So roll. He is going to roll his will. You are currently succeeding with style. and you're causing mental stress, right? Just to try and
Yes.
take him
Yeah,
out.
I want him to like just stop fighting. Just put your weapon down.
Okay. You deal 4 mental stress to him, which is more than enough to take him out of the scene. So you get exactly what you hope for. He drops the mining tool thing to the ground, and he just goes, "All right, I am sorry. Please spare my life." And he just sort of kneels to the ground. And with that, unless you guys are planning on attacking the Yakuza, I'd say we could probably exit combat. Is anyone planning to continue combat? Maybe kill the people that are still alive, or are we exiting?
I have no plans.
I'm not. I had my one bloodlust moment.
All right. Okay. So in that case, yes, we the combat ends. The guy that had the big mining tool just sort of drops to his knees. And I forgot to. I thought it was shown. There we go. And Steven is still over by the body with the RPG. We're out of combat now, so it's not determined by actions. Are you doing anything with the RPG? Are you taking it, or are you just trying to make sure no one?
If I see or I think that this is armed based off of any kind of other explosive device, I'm just making sure I'm watching it. I'm not going to touch it, but I'm keeping a very close eye on it.
Okay, looking at it, it looks like he had already rearmed it. He just didn't get a chance to actually do anything with it before he was knocked out.
Yeah.
And by the looks of his vest, he actually has 1 more ammo for it on top of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm gonna nod to Prospero and tell him to watch Nugget here in front of him.
Watch this guy.
Watch this guy. I'm gonna stop by this body, pick up the long arm,
Okay.
and then move over here and see about unarming, like unloading the RPG.
Okay. Yep. You don't need a roll for that or anything. It's you can unarm it, especially with your soldier training background. You've seen this shit before.
Yeah.
You're surprised to see it, but yeah, you've seen it before.
And then I'm gonna actually take the components separately. And does he have like a bag or something on him that he was carrying it in, or just on his
It looks like he had 3 ammo. It looks like they actually fit into like straps on the side of his flak. There's like 2 under each arm type thing, but spots for 2 under each arm.
Okay, well then I'm gonna take his flak vest off because he's still alive, right?
He's still breathing as far as you can tell.
Okay, well I'm gonna take his flak vest off, put the one back in it, and then I'm gonna take the RPG, put it in the flak vest, roll it up, and tuck it under my arm.
The Yakuza actually backs against the wall because he's still not sure what's happening. His blade's out, but he's not like attacking you guys or anything. It looks like he's just sort of judging the situation.
Okay. Well, unless anybody else wants to ask him questions, I'm gonna give him the head nod to get out of here. Kind of head nod.
Is anyone gonna?
Do I recognize what clan he's from?
He has copious amounts of dragon tattoos all over him. So there's a quite a good chance of that. That he is part of
tunnel snakes.
part of. Yeah.
Yeah, I have nothing to say to him then.
Okay. All right. Now, for your background, the way I wrote it, by the way, for Kiryu,
Yep.
she's the leader of the Oni clan. I wrote.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah. So she's the leader of the Oni clan. The Dragon clan is someone else. So yeah, if you just go up and you give him the nod, he cleans his blade. resheaths it, and he goes, "We have no anger. You have protected. I will not forget. We will not forget."
The little Telltale Games comes up. Dragon Clan will remember that.
Dragon. The Dragon Clan and the Hutoshi Keto will owe you. And with that, he just starts to walk away.
He'll give a half-hearted salute as he goes.
He does ask you. He does ask you one more thing before he leaves. Leave Dragon Clan corpse alone. We will send people.
I got no problem letting them clean up.
Yeah, I'm more worried about this wall now.
Mm-hmm.
Oof, this is going to be a bitch to clean up.
I don't want dead people. Yeah.
Okay, so boosts are done.
I would like to, unless we have someplace else we want to take these.
Sorry, what was the
these- What? What was
What
that?
was
Steve?
the name of the dragon boss?
That's the first time you've actually heard the name.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
he
can you
did.
repeat it?
Yeah, he said it was Hitoshi Kato. With that, I will actually add it so that he is visible in the NPCs.
Nice, thanks.
So he is now visible for if you go to the handouts under NPCs, he is now visible.
Nice. Well, if nobody objects, I would like to drag the two living yahoos back here into the kitchen.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I want to check the pockets of Leader Boy and see if I can find any identification notes, notebook, anything he might be carrying.
Okay. Let me bring it up here. Here it is. Load.
I'm going to try to come up with an estimate on how much it's going to cost to fix this. How much is so? How much of the hole was created there? Would you say 3, 4 body lengths there?
Looks to be
Reading-
probably about
Uh,
10, 15 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
And-
guess it's probably a solid, at least 2-meter wide hole.
It's not only that
And,
though. The foundation itself may have been cracked, so you might have to.
Oh, that's right. Now, what are the walls made of?
The walls, it's a mixture of steel beams, with it's sort of like a type of plaster that's made from the local carboniferous material from the asteroid. Okay, so looting the main guy's corpse, looking through for any identification, you do find. Pretty much everyone on the asteroid has a badge of some kind for getting through to different areas within the stations and whatnot. And you see that name on a badge in his vest.
Mm-hmm. Is that a last
Sergei
name I would
Alcibiades.
recognize?
Go ahead and roll a lore for me. Okay. You're not too sure. Ilyich isn't. It's not a common name per se, but at the same time, it doesn't seem to stand out as someone you'd instantly recognize.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not popping out at you. You haven't heard much issues with any of Russians or Ukrainians or whatever they are.
Space Ukrainians.
Space Ukrainians. There's been like local like street gangs, and then the Yakuza's moving in, but you guys haven't heard as much about the Russians moving in till apparently now. Prospero, your family, now that everything's calmed down and whatnot, your wife, your kids aren't there, but you can see your wife sort of, she like peeks around the corner and just making sure you're still alive.
Is everything okay? Relieved to see you.
Yeah, everything's good. The kids are fine. Thank you. We're gonna go home. We're just gonna go home. And with that, she's actually just gonna leave and take the kids with her.
Good. Lock the doors.
Sorry, what was that?
I think he said lock the doors.
Ah, okay. Okay, and a bunch of other citizens in the area start to come out and just blatantly start to comb through the bodies to see what they can take off of them as well, taking whatever parts. Some of them even like prying the fillings out of the teeth and just everything. It's waste not, want not on the asteroid. That's the way.
I'm gonna push past.
Okay.
Want to push past any of the scavengers and grab the bundle?
You're gonna. You want to grab the bundle with the rocket launcher, the RPG.
No, the mining tool.
Oh, the mining tool. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can grab the mining tool. Sure. Yeah, it looks. You've seen these before. I mean, you've definitely seen these before. You've used them before. They're just these wicked, boring tools meant to go through some of the harder bits, like when you hit like iron deposits and whatnot. Looks like this guy just modified it to be a little more easy to
Is there
use
any
as a weapon.
identification on serial number?
The serial number on this particular model has been scratched out. You're not sure where. Okay. With that, Betty, who owns the canteen, also returns and just starts basically yelling at nobody over the state of the wall and how it's gonna come to repair.
She's gonna hate what her kitchen looks like because I've taken the two living dudes are in the kitchen.
Okay.
The one's still unconscious, but the other one, who's scared pissless of me, is he's conscious. He and I are gonna have a conversation.
Okay. Yeah, he's still conscious, and actually the other one's starting to come to. So you feel free to. I mean, they're both, I'm assuming, completely bound and tied up and everything, but
Oh yeah.
there'd be cables or even wires sticking from the walls or something. So feel free to, question away. What is it you'd like to ask?
Well, the easy one is, who sent you?
Okay. I mean, they're both awake now. Are you asking which guy? Are you asking Are you just asking them both?
It's a general question to both of them, I guess, because I mean, the one guy was knocked unconscious and his stuff's all missing. And the other guy, well, I forced him into submission. So whoever wants to answer is,
Okay. Are they both still wearing their helmets?
No, I would have taken those off.
Okay,
I want to look them in the eye.
they both look at you, and although they're obviously concerned about their own lives, they seem to resist actually answering any questions. They do not reply when you ask them who they're working for.
Well. Anybody else want to have a chat with these yahoos before I let the general populace take their worth out of them?
Yeah, I'll try. Want to know why they did this anyway. So I'm going to go in and just ask them, like, listen, my kids were here. I need to know why you attacked this place.
Okay. So your question is different. Why do you attack this place? The guy that had the RPG will look at you and he just goes, collateral damage. We had beef, how do you say, with Yakuza.
Okay.
I'm going to hear that collateral damage comment, and I'm going to say, well, who's going to pay for this collateral damage? Poor woman. She has to pay for this.
It is problems of war, yeah?
Well, we can always take it out of your hide.
My hide not worth much, but worth enough that may cause anger if take out, but may cause promise if let go, yeah?
And I'll look at Dwayne. He looks like he has control of the situation a bit more than I do.
The guy that was wielding the mining tool just doesn't seem to be giving any information out whatsoever. He does not seem to be the type that talks. The guy that had the RPG, he's still looking at you. He's like, and he sort of spurs on, we understand you not want be join and fight. We just trying to survive is not problem. Tell you what, you let us go and we will consider this place off limits for a while we figure out our place in Asteroid, yeah?
So could I roll a will to see if he's being genuine?
That would be, let me bring it up here. I believe it's rapport, actually.
Okay.
Nope. That's about eliciting positive things. Oh, empathy. Empathy.
Okay, so that's going to be...
Can I try and get a read on him too?
Yeah, sure. You can also roll if you'd like. Right now, at the moment, unless you want to invoke any aspects or do anything like that, at the moment, he's seems to be legit.
Could I invoke that crack that I put on his head? I'm joking.
Well, that's kind of what took him out. It wasn't a any sort of boost or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm joking.
I'd like to use one of my fate points to reroll.
Okay. And what aspect would you like to invoke for the fate point?
Gonna invoke the one rock, many pebbles. My concern for my family, it's really important to me.
Okay, so this sort of inner fury will come out, where you're like, oh fuck this, and you question him a bit harder. So, and you're doing that for a reroll, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and hit up the reroll.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, very nice. Okay, with that, you can see he answers the same way, but this time he kind of stumbles, and you realize with your empathy this time that maybe he's not on the level. If we let them go, you have a feeling they're They may just send people back and cause more issues.
I don't think he's being genuine with us.
Seemed like he was being pretty honest to me, but
I'm honest. I not want to mess with you. You're obviously tough people.
tougher than you know.
I've got a family to think about. I don't know if I can take the risk. He doesn't seem to be genuine. He doesn't seem to be telling the truth.
I've got information that might help you. I do have information I think could be useful to you.
More useful than you not coming back?
Well, if I give information, you let me go. You just take him, yeah? And he like points at his buddy, and his buddy gives him like the dirtiest look.
See, he's swine.
That's right.
Anybody got objections?
I'll just shake my head.
Nope.
I'm done questioning at this point.
Okay.
This unfortunately is a rough, unstable place, and well, Prospero's a family man, and can't. Already got a bit of blood on my hands today. As well, get a bit more.
Okay. So are you just gonna go over and like finish them off, type thing then? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I'm gonna finish Mouthy off first.
Mouthy off.
Before you do, Steven's gonna come up and just grab you by the shoulder and just point to the door, kind of pointing you to maybe take it outside.
That's a good idea.
That's
Not
a good
butchering
idea.
them in the
Smart.
kitchen?
That is a good idea.
Let's make an example of him.
At which point, I lift them both up, and I'm not like carrying them, but I drag them out.
Okay.
And
Which you can, because you're a fairly burly guy, and especially in the areas that you're in, the large rotating areas, the gravity is fairly light.
So I take them out, and I'm gonna throw them both into the street where the gathered common folk are. And look, this is our block. This is your block. How do we want to handle this? These two here caused problems. They were part of this ruckus that damaged some buildings. Thankfully, none of us lost any life. But let them go. They're going to come back. Put them down. More of their friends might show up. But this isn't a decision we can make by ourselves. Now, I'm willing to put myself in the way of anything that comes down this way to hurt any of you. But you got to make choices yourselves.
This is so you're like talking to the crowd that's sort of come here, and it's fairly morale boosting. Because you are sort of empowering them, making like, we're gonna make this decision as a community.
Mm-hmm.
And you're empowering them because they're going to be able to be like the judge and jury in this case. But Johny, you're so desperately bored at everything that's fucking happening, and you just want it over with. So you can either take my compel and you just go up and just shiv him in the neck and just get it over with, taking away the empowering he's giving to these people, or you can spend a fate point to ignore my compel.
That's rough. How many do I have left here? I think I have one.
Yeah. So you can either gain a fate point or lose a fate point.
Yeah, I'm just done with this. Let's get it over with. I'm gonna start though with Mouthy.
Okay. Okay. So as as Dwayne is there and he's like giving this like almost Braveheart level speech about like, we'll band together and we'll decide these things. You just go up and like and like knife into plunges into like the neck shoulder area and just like and then you hear Dwayne, you hear from behind you like the gurgling gasping as the guy like dies. Everyone's just sort of in shocked silence for a moment.
What can I say? These are common folks. Let's not put the burden on their shoulders. I mean, we're here. We did the fighting. It shouldn't be up to them.
Some of the people that were kind of excited about the whole like, hey, we'll have like a little mini trial or something, just kind of like look at the now 2 dead bodies and just go, well, shucks, that's it. And they just sort of all start to shuffle off.
Well, I need a drink.
Yep. I mean, the canteen here is just one of the many sort of food dispensaries. Although a lot of the blocks prefer to call them canteens just because it sounds nicer. You don't really get nice food on the rock. But for a drink, you do know of the Last Bastion Saloon, the sort of neutral ground run by MacLeod that is also just on the edge of the territory that you would consider the Founder's Ridge.
If we're going to be changing venues, I got to check in with the wife.
Okay. All of these.
I'm going to grab some water and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be right back as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Water would be good.
Okay. Quick. Oh, wow. We've already been at this for almost 2 hours. Jeez. Okay. Quick 5-minute break.
Okay.
I'm going to go get some water as well.